Productions presents Street Topics, and you don't want to get caught slipping. You don't know what topics they're going to serve you, from current events to politics, for topics that they don't even want to talk about. From old school
When we run out
remedies.
of medicine, grandma have our remedies. But I'm not gonna lie. One remedy that I wish I could remember exactly what she had, but she mixed them together. And when by the time I got through with that, I must have been the most drunk. I felt drunk. I know I didn't understand what drunk, but now I look back.
Heated topics causing disagreements.
Negative, because that's what all of y'all like. It's just very heavy and negative.
Well,
so we're all
going
to have emotional conversations when we're just bashing each other.
On another show. We ain't negative, woman, girl.
No matter how heated the conversation may get, these gentlemen always come back together with solutions.
You got to learn how to respect each other. Respect each other's differences. You know, we're not supposed to all think alike.
What's up, what's up, what's up? It's another episode of Street Topics as we get things going. And you know, I'm here with my dogs. You know, we got Baker. Hopefully Terrell will be here pretty soon. But it's your host, C. Holmes, as always. But Baker, tell them how you feeling. How you feeling today?
I'm feeling like a popsicle.
You feeling like the what now?
Like a popsicle.
A popsicle?
But you know what that feels like.
Yeah, the temperature's like slammed us. We got like snow in Texas, a couple of inches. You know, a couple of our stuff shut down. So it's real interesting here in Texas.
Well, you know it's bad when you can't leave your house.
Yeah, that's a whole different element among itself. But we got an interesting topic at hand too. But before we dive into it, I'm going to go ahead and show this video, and it's kind of going part two of what we discussed earlier, but we're going a little bit more in depth, especially how we had some rumors going around. Y'all see the title, I don't have to say too much on it. But go ahead and check this video out, and I'm pretty sure we're going to have some frowns, but oh well, that's what it's about. Street Topics.
Yes, sir.
I need you to share this video right now. What? Because this a new law just passed that's going to stop your baby mama from taking your income tax cash. Before you put your baby daddy on child support, you may want to rethink about that. Because Trump passing a new law effective immediately that will award the man that pay you child support to fire his kids and collect all the goddamn tax credit, and you can't do nothing about it. Meaning the woman will be blocked from receiving the money that they'll normally get every year from those goddamn kids on the income tax. So all that 5 band from one child, 10 band from 2 child, and so on and so forth will now by law be going to your baby daddy and his new woman direct deposit account. And the baby mama that collect child support will be only able to file themselves as an individual. I bet you women ain't gonna be so quick to put your baby daddy on child support no more, cause you ain't getting shit come tax time. You ain't gonna be able to buy you a new car, you ain't gonna be able to goddamn go to brunch, you ain't doing none of that, cause you got it all here. But it's only right if a man paying you $500 plus per child a month. That's $6,000 per child a year. Then why is it that you getting all the goddamn tax money for a child that he pay you for out his goddamn check? Especially if that man is active and present in that child's life. Why is his wages being garnished? His whole income tax being snatched every goddamn year? And they giving it all to the baby mama for the goddamn child support. Do you think that's fair? You think it's fair to claim the kids when the father money is taking care of them goddamn kids? I think Donald need to go a step further. I think President Donald Trump needs to mandate some kind of law that make it mandatory for DNA testing to make sure that the child actually comes from the accused father. Because some of these men out here right now on child support for another man's child. And that too ain't fair. All the child support baby daddies need to get together right now and get on the goddamn jitney, a bus, get you in the Uber or something, and go down there to the birth certificate office and go get that goddamn child SSI. Cause I'm telling you right now, you know them women ain't finna turn it over. They just like your mama when you ask for your own document. You're grown to hell, but your mama still don't wanna give you a social security card. They finna make you go through hell looking for ice water. They hiding that goddamn social security number like a goddamn ATM pin number. But if your baby mama ain't put you on child support and she got full control and she the custodial parent of them kids, full custody, she take care of, guess what? You shit out of luck, Chuck. Cause her and her new baby daddy, or her and that new nigga in that goddamn house, they gon' still be getting that goddamn tax credit off them goddamn kids cause you ain't on paperwork. You shit out of luck. But y'all comment below and let me know how y'all feel about this situation. Do y'all think
Woo! That's a whole mouthful. And like I said, this is part 2 of this conversation. So before I put my input in, what y'all fellas thinking?
Well, I'm gonna be quiet for a moment because Jasheen the only one, and you got 2 and 3-year-old kids.
I don't know. You might have some kids somewhere running around, little Ray Ray running around.
Hey, you started to say that some might be burning in the furnace.
Men don't stop producing or having that seed until they 99 years old. People don't
Baby, you
realize.
still putting something in that furnace, man? I knew something was.
He over there
Y'all-
trying to fertilize somebody's grass.
Y'all better sound the alarm.
He ain't gonna cut the grass. He don't fertilize grass.
I knew something was up ever since that last episode. Bringing out condoms and shit. God damn. Alright, man. So, how y'all feeling about a lot of this we've been talking about for longest, and what y'all feel? Like, of course, this is like a rumor, and this is part 2 of the discussion, so, but, like, how are you feeling after his comments after this?
Well, forgive me for my tardiness. I'm getting ready to head back home sometime tomorrow. But
Where you coming from? Where you coming from? Tell the people. Don't hide, divide.
I am leaving and returning home from Washington, D.C., attending the Commander-in-Chief inauguration ball.
Which is Trump.
No, back there, trainer. President Trump.
Yes, that's what I said, which is Trump.
Don't use that liberal conservative.
No, because that is what it's.
That liberal title, rather, not
No,
conservative.
but
President Donald J. Trump
No.
inauguration.
It's actually called the Commander-in-Chief inauguration ball. That's what it's actually called.
Kick that out the door.
I actually believe just him on this one.
Matter-
We mess with
Matter of fact, if Chris has that video, he can show his audience. But yeah, but in regards
Well,
to
before you show the video, I have some questions.
Here you go with
We're
this.
talking about
Child support. You know,
baby daddy syndrome.
baby daddy syndrome. Oh, Lord.
And Jashim, you got to be almost 100.
What the fuck? Wait,
well,
what?
if I'm almost 100, that means
Ah, hell.
you're 150 now,
talking
brother.
about
Ah,
child
hell.
support, and he got a bed in the background.
This guy was
Hey.
With a black woman on there looking delicious.
There goes his hormones. It's kicking in
And
already.
man can see. And next time I get married, if I do it again, I'm going to be smart. I ain't getting no king size bed. I'm going to get a little twin size bed so we can be close together. Ain't going to make no room in case she try to, There it is. But let's go with the video.
I'll pull that up later, but let's go ahead and focus on the question. So, like, how would you feel if your money was getting taken out of your check every so often?
Well,
Every month, basically, all your paychecks.
It's kind of a double-edged sword, in my opinion. last time we discussed this and talked about it, Baker had some good points, about the funds are used to take care of the child and what have you. But at the same time, I'm still on the fence simply because you have females like the gentleman in the video was stating that do certain things just to be because they're so bitter. They seek to destroy the man by using the child by
But
all
hey,
means.
but let me bring something. I hate to interrupt, but it's not always guys paying child support.
Right.
I'm gonna
It
throw a
is
twist
female.
in there, and Storm may have something to say about that too.
So, my thing is
All hell.
Yeah,
You sure right, Star. You got me. You got me.
this is
I
sound. The
should have
guy
known
said,
it was gonna
"Sound
come.
alarm."
I should have known. As sure as I'm a baby
Some
daddy,
shit's
I should
about to
have
go
known.
down.
so, but yeah, my
Well,
my
hold on,
thing
Doc.
my thing is this,
Hi,
man. I mean,
Storm.
if
Hello, how are you?
Are you a cat
people
4
been
or
double
a cat
dipping
3?
like crazy.
Am
People
I
have.
am I what?
What type of
Hold up.
storm? Are you a cat 1, 2, 3, or 4?
Good
I'm a
Lord.
category 5.
Good
Oh, you
Lord
fat
Jesus.
cat.
Wow. So now you said people. Good Lord. People been double dipping. Continue with that. Yes, people have been double dipping.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
yeah. Like I said, people been double dipping for a long time, and then like the gentleman said, I've come across guys that question if a child is really theirs, but they just continue to go ahead and pay child support.
I couldn't do that, honestly. I mean, if,
But
I'm.
some of that is due to fear and not want to accept that the female may have stepped out and had, so
Fuck
for a
that, man.
guy,
Tell me the truth.
yeah,
Like,
some guys don't want to hear it, and I get that they don't want to hear it because then they got to face that part of reality, not the fantasy
I feel
and
like that's the
the whole
worst.
concept in the whole world.
I feel like
But
that's worse. Like,
I can understand it. But for as a female, if the shoe's on the other foot, you know, which I've seen, and excuse me, there is a family member that's in that particular situation. You know, I see it on both sides. In other words, and it is what it is. I mean, you have bad apples, and the good ones have to suffer for the bad. You know what I
mhm.
mean? And so, because there's never been, in my opinion, a standard and it's been enforced, people that has like what's the word Baker used, people running amok. And so it gets to a certain point. Now when people put their foot down, now everybody gotta catch hell. Because even the good ones, because of the bad ones are acting a damn fool and nobody put them in their place. Or there
And
was
that's
no system set up to avoid the situation. I've always stated the government is always a reaction and not a proactive type of government. And we continue to do this, but we're not learning a lesson from it, from always reacting and not being proactive.
I feel like the government chooses not to make any changes based on whatever kind of agenda they have. And unfortunately, a lot of times you do have a lot of good guys. Like, I be damned. Let me find out that kid is not mine. You about to have hell. I'm cutting your ass completely off. Because you lied
Shut
and
your
then you want me
face.
to. Let me finish. Because you lied and you want me to go along with this damn lie. I pretty much told my family like this. I invested in this child, treated it like my own, and pretty much carried it like my own. For to find out that you over here fucking around with somebody else and it's not even mine, oh hell no, I'm cutting you off. Now a lot of people won't say you cold, but it's just to be honest. I'd rather face the truth, and then I probably do some kind of relationship with the child, but it ain't gonna be like it used to, because you need to go in and find the actual real father so he can step in, since you already lied and messed up the trust from there.
But then the other side of that, and I like to hear what Baker's gonna say. The other side of it, then the benefit also is for the sorry dads that's forced to pay child support. Now they're getting the benefit of every year claiming a child. So it's still a double edged sword if you look at it on both sides of the fence.
It's a broken system. The whole thing needs to be just reworked.
I mean, Baker, what's your take? And I'm curious about Storm.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't
I
gonna
pay
mess with
child
Stone.
support, unfortunately. I don't like it. I mean, because from the $200 something a month that I pay, I've heard that my daughter only gets $11 of it. So I mean, I don't know how much of that is true, but that's what I was told.
See, it's not just
So
for guys. Keep going. Keep going.
yeah, it's not just for guys. I mean, I have done the other part of it where I put a guy on child support thinking that the child was his, and come to find out it wasn't his. So I feel sorry for that because that was on his on his credit. So I had to go in there and to correct that and to get that off his credit. So I've been on both sides of it. I've been on both sides of it.
But here's one thing that if you find out, like, I'm glad you did that, but I can't guarantee that's gonna happen for everybody. Like, once it's been established and proven that that child is not his, it should automatically be wiped out. It
It
seems like
should, but it's not. You have to go
it's
through the whole process of
that's
getting
why
it
I
wiped
said
out.
the whole system in my eyes is fucked up. It's like, okay, we're gonna go ahead and continue with this lie and make this person suffer for a child that's not even his. What
Mm-hmm.
sense does that make to me? None at all. It's not
No,
logical.
no, absolutely.
Y'all getting quiet now. Come on.
I know everybody got quiet.
I'm curious about hearing from Baker. His thoughts.
Come
Hell,
on,
I'm
Baker.
not the authority on everything.
Come on, give me a drum roll, man. Come on. Come on, Baker.
Well, no. In all seriousness, I have to give a hand clap to Storm. She may be my friend now.
Really?
Well, to
Well,
be
you know what? Just
listen,
go ahead and do that.
for her to be able to get up here on the stage and say that, she deserves an applause.
She
And
does.
here's why. Because it does the child a disservice to knowing who is really my daddy.
Thank
And the mother can play this game until the child is 19 or 20 years and come
you. And
back
can
and
start
say,
thinking.
that ain't your baby, that ain't your daddy. Leroy's your daddy.
Whew.
And what it does, it creates a cycle of mental chaos and
Trauma. Yeah.
trauma in that child's life.
Yeah.
Because now she's gonna always have he or she gonna have an idea is, who's my daddy?
Not only that, now you lost the child's lost the trust between the parent because like if you lied about that, what else you lied about? I've heard
Well, not
stories
only that,
about.
it makes your child look at you different, or anybody looks at you different, especially when you get, you say this is the child's father, then you go get this blood test done, and it's not the child's father. So now you got to go back and think, well, who you had sex with to say this is his father. So if you got to run 5 guys down the line, that makes you look
Ooh, that's a
real,
whole.
make you look real hoish.
Thank you, it's
Well, here's the
wrong.
thing. Now, Chris said something. I don't know the same position. If the child is apparently for the man to have some question in his mind, that question don't come after birth all the time. It comes forth during that relationship.
Mm-hmm.
Now, is this the mailman or the milkman or the Amazon man baby?
Mm-mm-mm.
And what it does, the minute if you have that, there's nothing wrong with this, people. To question the baby while it's still in the womb and go have the test done.
I agree.
And I agree too.
And don't tell me they can't drive that needle in the stomach of that woman and burst the pearl sac or
I
whatever you
mean, they
call
do
it.
it because I'm into DNA testing, and they do it.
All right, well, bust that sac and get some blood out of there.
Because they're doing that to also tell you the gender of the sex real early, so they can do that.
Yes. And so here's the
Mm.
thing is, now here's where I differ on this.
Go
Now
ahead, Bacon.
watch this. It's going to be a very difficult task. And most people don't want to relate to this. And
Yes.
because I'm already put out halfway of the family,
Uh-oh.
I don't want to get thrown all the way out. But most of us black men have dated women that have kids already and you started helping that child when it was 6 months old, daddy was already on the train back to Georgia.
Mm.
How do you disconnect love? If I've been paying 20 years or so for this child, believing it's mine, then I can't stop that game. I got too much invested.
That is very hard too, especially like when you
Okay,
really
then
invest a lot
then
of time. So
you
it,
can't always go back and judge that because it's always about money. The money gonna stop anyway at a certain time. But the
Yeah, that's
minute you
true.
have some
yeah,
question of legitimacy, don't wait all day long and keep smashing and smashing and smashing.
I feel like it's worse when the longer you wait, because when
It
the
is
child gets,
absolutely.
because then on top of that, it's like it just makes it worse. And like you couldn't be an adult and just tell me this like straight up. And then I said that's when the trust is destroyed. Now you got to find out who else you messed with. Then it just opens up a whole book of worms when it should have been addressed a long time ago. When it, of course it would have been hard, but not as bad as it gets the longer you wait.
I agree.
That's my opinion on that.
I understand what you're saying.
So is child support driven by love or money?
Money,
Money.
my
It's
bad.
about, to me, I feel like it's money hungry. Well, I guess
Hell
because of my
yeah, it is.
situation.
I
Have you
understand
seen
now.
Have you seen these damn songs come out all the time? Oh,
Well,
I won't give me a baby.
put it like this. In my opinion, the question that was a good question Baker asked, and the options gave love or money. I believe it's both. After when I really think about it, because one parent might really love their child,
Hmm.
and the other might just care about money. So it really depends upon the individual.
Well,
Yeah, and then on top of that, you can't just ignore that people change too, which is an uncontrollable element. That's kind of scary, but you know, I mean, you're in love and trying to bond together. I mean, that comes with the
So my
territory.
question, well, then my question is, were you ever in love, or you just had something in common, or was it just infatuation? And oops, you know,
well,
I may
listen.
be blunt about this, but I feel like a lot of times, people just oops, they get pregnant, then they go like, oh, now let's try to establish something serious. Now that we have this child involved into the equation, like I feel like it was all fun and games. Now, not all the time, but I feel like a good time. It was just that one thrill of fun or whatever. Wasn't expecting somebody to get pregnant, and then it happened, and now you're like, oh shit. And then depending on your values, you'd be like, well, the right thing would do was be y'all stay together and y'all try to build this child together. But if y'all not pretty much on the same page, there's a lot of friction in there. And I feel like that's another part of the problem too. I mean, there's a lot of levels to that. And then when out of frustration of like or despite, then you have this child support thing thrown on there because either one person didn't get what they wanted out of it or just wants to be selfish. So what do y'all think?
Well, Chris, you in this area. When you find a situation like I saw today on the news, now you got to fact check me and Google. I think it's on ABC 13 that a woman was found dead, I guess, at a bus stop with two babies,
Ooh.
and they believing she froze to death. Now, who's the baby daddy? Number one. Number two, I'm of the faith and believe if I was judge or a legislator can write a law, if you and I think there is one. If you don't dispute the legitimacy of that baby in a year, you need to pay child support the rest of your life until it's due up.
I
Because the
can't
child needs support. If
I
the
can't
mama
honestly
is
agree with
homeless,
that.
so
Keep
will
going
be the
though.
child.
Because you can be so blindly in love with someone that the person told a lie so good, you get effed over for that. Like
Well,
I
you just
understand where
need
you're
to pay
going.
the price for having a good time.
What if that? I mean, there's so many levels. Like, what if that good time was actually what you believe or been told was actually true when it was also, but it was actual false, and it's not coming from you. Like the other person basically seduced you. I
Well,
mean, there's
just
so many
rolling with the
levels.
punches.
I get respect for people who do that. In my opinion, I mean, but for me, I'm not doing that. Honestly.
Well, listen, each one of us on here of paying somebody else's child support, regardless whether we like it or not.
Who, not me?
Because the mother go and get that food stamp and she get welfare, and if we don't declare who the daddy is at some point, that stuff can backfire on you. And if you find out that it ain't your baby and she been getting food stamps and everything else, there's a point in life where you just got to say, I abandon this situation and I ain't gonna pursue it. It is what it is, and let it alone. I'm trying to balance the two between love and just a connection of intimacy.
So
The
let me,
Good
baby is
question.
born. Now the child is here. What you do?
so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, Baker. What is your thought when one person intentionally lies and know that the child is not the other person's, but when the DNA comes and they enforce the DNA and it proves that that's not their child, but they've been paying the child support, say X number of years, whatever that may be, do you think that that individual should go back and recoup what was lost due to the lie and the manipulation from the individual?
Well,
It's just a general question, you know.
well, Joshie, listen. I don't want to go down a rabbit hole, but do your research. Child support is one of the biggest scam and fraud against America than all time.
Yeah, I agree.
You got men on child support that shouldn't be, and women on child support that shouldn't be. And at the end of the day, you're not paying child support, you're paying overage.
Yeah, you can't
And if
afford.
most of us could just pay what the exact amount is, and the state don't have all these rears and overage in it, then you could kind of feel some kind of way. But it's a fraud. If you don't have that system in place, then the Attorney General's office would technically be out of business when it comes to monitoring and collection of child support. And if you follow the rules and look up the laws regulating child support, it's a scam and it's technically illegal. And then you have to learn how to get yourself out by filing an affidavit. And if they accept it and take a hearing on it, they just committed a level of fraud. Now, I don't want to go down a rabbit hole. There's a letter you can send to the Attorney General's office, and somebody got to sign that affidavit. When you sign an affidavit, you swear under oath. And if they ain't got no documents down there that we went into the we,
Oh my God.
then you got to release me. Sign the affidavit. Now, how many times have you seen child support? They have a court, but you really don't hear many trials. Sue the child support agency and bring the mother in and put her aspiration under oath, or put him under oath.
Yeah,
Oh, it's quiet in this
agree.
church.
Yeah, I agree with that. There's
You're
more
spending all
people.
that money on the lawyer. Get one and say, I want you to understand.
If more people
I
would
want her
do
to swear
that,
under oath.
yeah, I totally agree. If more people would do that, then we would have less issues of what's
We
going on.
we
That would
would.
help
I can.
reduce the confusion.
And we should know if the baby is ours. Now look, if I'm just messing with y'all, God forgive me. But if that baby come out with, if you got one arm and that baby come out with one eye closed, some gotta be some DNA chromosome somewhere gotta indicate that nigga belong to you.
I'm not about to
They
play
ought
with y'all.
they ought to have some similarities. One eye, two left feet, and you look down and you say, wait a minute, Ray Ray may be mine because I got two left feet. And you know if you cockeye and Ray Ray come out and Shaniqua come out cockeye, you know that's your baby boy. Come on now. Don't be afraid to walk into school holding little Ray Ray hand and he, you know, that's your chromosome.
Well, damn.
Right.
I bet you that baby was born and just as beautiful as it can be, you wouldn't deny whether it was yours or not, because people compliment you on how beautiful the baby is, whether it's yours or not. You love the compliments.
Well, damn, Becky, you throwing some haymakers now.
That's what I'm saying. Let me throw one more. Let me throw one more, but
Go
you have to
ahead.
pay us to give y'all this information. I ain't no lawyer, but I ain't no dummy.
That's for damn sure. You
Now,
came
for
here
those of
ready.
you out there under child support and have it and it's questionable, there's a letter you can send and file and unsupport child support and undo it. Now, if that baby come out and the baby 10 years old and excellently at ballet and can play
Not
a
the whole.
piano,
Wait a minute. Did you just?
like Mozart, you
Wait,
ain't getting rid
Paul.
of it.
Did you just?
You ain't getting rid of it. And
Wait, no, we ain't gonna go past that. Do that again. Did you just?
understand the principle behind it is all money. So if the baby become an excellent, musically inclined, all right, or and she's a millionaire at 12, 13, right? God forbid something would happen to that child, well, the inheritance of that child will go to the mama. If you get it?
Oh yeah.
If no daddy ain't on the records.
Right.
So whether you the real daddy or the stepdaddy, if you become on record, the part of that becomes yours. Does that make sense? Do you understand?
Yeah, because I mean,
It's
even
all
celebrity.
a money game.
Yeah, because even
Definitely
celebrity.
is a
Why
money
they have
game.
to do, if it ain't, if you get married, you hear when people say, well, I'm gonna adopt this child as mine.
They can't wait for tax season hit. How much I get
Get so much about the taxes. Do you think no children?
Hell no, hell no. Nah, look at your social media. They posting on that. Matter of fact, I'm about to pull on Googleations. I'm about to pull up Googleations right now. Keep talking.
Look it up and tell us how much one nigga costs.
All right, hold on. Because
You gonna get me in trouble with my people.
I mean, because Baker's bringing up a good point. Because if you think about it, the same situation always happened to. I'm gonna put it this way for regular people, but it happens to the celebrities too. Let's look at Shaquille O'Neal. It's real that start popping up after he started making all his money, right? But his stepdad was the one that really took the time, raised him, molded him, and taught him. You know, and so let's look at Tupac. His dad wasn't around until he passed away, and then he wants some money from the royalties.
Yeah, and then that was whole issue
from the
on
estate
itself.
that he called so-called trying to sue, try to get money, but yet and still he didn't get nothing. You know,
is he in Texas? Because Texas don't play.
No, he ain't.
Hell no, Texas don't play
Texas
at all.
don't play for real.
They'll slam your ass.
California is about liberal as the day is long.
Well, not just California, Colorado too is liberal, just like that too.
Well, at the end of the day, the royalties and all that goes to what you call. All you gotta do is go to probate court and make a claim.
So as we talk about this, let me pull this up. I didn't want to pull IRS.gov because it's gonna confuse people, even though that is
Don't
very.
pull them folks up now while I'm on here.
Even though that is a very valuable source of information because you get it straight from. What you? I'm not about to entertain this. I'm not about to entertain this with y'all. But I'm just gonna read through this real quick to more of a simplified. Well, hold on. Wait. Before you answer that, let me read over this real quick. So we have, of course, the was the child tax credit. I'm just gonna skim over here to 2025. It says the maximum credit limits remains at $2,000 with a refundable portion up to $1,700. The child tax credit income threshold will also remain the same at $400,000 for those married filing jointly and $200,000 for all other filters. So keep that in mind. And then lastly, you can read this on your own. The website is in Googleations, but age, relationship, dependent status, residency, financial support, citizenship, and income all come into part when it comes to getting this credit. Talk to your specialist about that, but now Becky, you can talk about putting Storm on the stand. So go ahead.
Well, my question is, I hear you reading, but I think Texas have a limit.
A limit of people that can be on child support?
Amount after they reach a certain age.
There
in
is.
Texas, they don't get, but look it up, man, on the Google.
I mean, I know that.
What they call it?
I know there's a limit that you can have because my daughter.
You get only 2 or 3.
I think it's 3, but let me. Hold on.
Stop, you know, you on child support, what they call that?
What?
A modification.
Oh,
to modify the terms was not the term, but the amount. Because if you're paying child support and the court ordered you to pay $100 a month and your income change and you get hit by a truck, well, you may get some money. But
Not a
if
truck.
the child, your income change, then your child support either goes up or down.
It
If you
goes up.
strike it rich in a business, mama still can't get no more than the state limit. But as a good person, you should administer money without being forced to that child.
Right.
Now, I ain't talking my business. I don't talk my business. But I got an old nigga son, my boy. He's about old as dirt. All right? And you feel good about being able to help them even if they're out of age range.
Mm-hmm. So
you ought to love that you own and that is yours, and even if it ain't yours. The Bible said love thy neighbor.
Right.
Love them children. Put some money.
I honestly believe, and I'm trying to find out, I used to be doing this in the back, but I feel like as long as the child reaches and meets all the qualifications, you can still put that on your tax form. That's the thing.
Say that again.
I said, like, I'm trying to, but I'm looking straight from IRS. It's like, I think it's like, if the child still meets all the requirements.
Which is?
Okay, I'll read it out to you. Well, matter of fact, let's read along, then I'm going to show you straight from the IRS. Because I honestly feel like there isn't no limit on that credit as long as they meet these qualifications. That's the main thing.
Go ahead, let me see.
So, qualifying child. Relationship be your son, daughter, stepchild, eligible foster child, brother, sister, half-sister, or brother, stepbrother, or adopted child, or the child of one of these. Age must 19 or under 24. I definitely understand that. And if up to that age past that, a full-time student or any age is permanently or totally undisabled. Resident live with you for more than half a year, with some exceptions. Support get more than half their financial support from you, and then of course I had a joint return, not file as married, filing jointly unless you only to claim refund on taxes paid or withheld. And then you have this is the main one. I'm not gonna go into the other ones, but this is the main one for the qualifying child, since we're talking about that, to keep it simple. I think as long as they reach these requirements right here, you can still claim them on your taxes. And again, this is what information is in IRS. Straight from nowhere. Y'all getting quiet. Usually y'all be talking.
I mean, my daughter's 19. I will be claiming her on my taxes this year.
Yeah, and then like as long as they, because this happened to me as well, as long as they're attending some kind of secondary school,
and you still paying child support?
Oh, for my other daughter who is 21, I will be paying child support until I have 3.
Wait a minute. How many kids you have, Storm?
I have 3.
Now I know one of them mine, right?
This nigga right here. Get.
Which one is yours, so I can go get my child support then? Let me get my bag paid.
I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna say, Judge, I ain't never seen the breastises.
Right, exactly. No, but I have 3 daughters, and
I ain't never seen the meow.
My second daughter is 21 years old, and because she's handicapped, I'll be paying child support until I'm 62.
Is she in school?
That goes into the qualification that I read.
No, she's not in school, but she's handicapped. I can't claim her. I'm paying child support.
That pretty much shows like what I read to y'all in the IRS. What that pretty much covered that part.
Well, with Trump, with the changes that Trump is saying about child support, then you will be able to claim her because you're paying child support.
That'll be the following next year.
Year, yeah.
So with him, what he's saying is, I will be able to claim her even though I don't have her?
Yes, because you're paying child support.
Okay. Duly noted. Thank you for that.
Yeah, because like I was saying before, because the individual is double dipping. They're receiving the child support and they're claiming the child, so they're getting paid twice in a year.
Oh, in my case, she's getting child support, she's getting Social Security and disability because she's disabled.
Yeah, but Social Security disability is non-taxable.
And again, all this information is on IRS.gov.
If that was me,
What you about to say?
Don't tell me But let me just give you a scenario. I would say keep doing till you're doing what you're doing till you get 62, because at the end of the day, if you try to reverse it and it come back on you, you're gonna have to pay back pay, triple pay, and all kind of pay.
Yeesh.
Right.
People
Just
gonna
keep
be
doing what you're doing,
And
now.
because
and
it
I
ain't
agree.
no
I
doubt
totally
about
agree
it.
with Baker with that. I totally agree because I've been in a position when I was in the government where they had a system that was working with no issue, then they changed it, and then the next thing you know, they flip flop it right back, and then those that wasn't already considered grandfathered in, now they have to suffer going back and paying back
Oh wow.
payment.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
And I don't know
I'll
where you
continue to
from,
pay my little
Star,
two
but here
something
in
a month.
Texas, they'll make you pay all the welfare benefits, all the
Yeah.
food
Yeah.
stamps,
Woo.
Right.
and
Yeah.
Yeah.
everything. So sometimes you just got to keep giving that wheel some grease.
Right.
So
Exactly.
real quick, got to give out a shout out to the supporters. Thank you for this comment, Shirley Wallace. Good topic to be discussed. All children should be taken care of. Thank you for that
Who said
comment.
that, Doc?
Shirley Tucker Wallace.
How old is she? One have a baby?
What's Baker? Baker.
Oh, okay.
Jesus Christ. We not about to do well. You know this is a raw show. So with that said, like, just how do you feel about those who actually do it out of the spite? Because that's another thing. Or this culture or this push to pretty much, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I have a baby by me, being a millionaire. We heard these lyrics so much more. I mean, look, I can't even you heard it so many times. So like, how do you feel like the influence of this actually adds on to the problem?
I don't, in a sense, I don't think it's adding on. I think it's backfiring because those vindictive as individuals that collecting the money, let them collect that money, and like Baker said, you're not going to claim it on tax. So it's going to backfire because what evil people don't realize is there's always a consequences for evil actions, and it will always come back and bite you in the ass.
Karma's a bitch.
And so I would tell people, don't worry about it. Like when Baker and I talk sometimes on the side, he even says it sometimes to me, just let it ride because they're gonna get theirs. But the thing about it is, people are not patient to wait.
Justin, let me ask you a question.
It was hard to be patient at times.
If you have robber number 1, A, robber number 2, B, right? And if they start shooting at each other, who's gonna get killed, A or B?
Uh-oh.
You don't know.
You
When
don't.
you talk about child support and the IRS, you got 2 illegal agencies trying to go into courts with dirty hands.
Uh-oh.
That's right.
The IRS is not a legal corporation.
They're not.
It's not a part of the United States. And we pay money like a pimp to them.
Just like the Federal
Child
Reserve is
support
not
is
part of the
fraudulent.
government.
And so is the IRS. And you can't come into courts with unclean hands and say, make this right and this right. You got 2 robbers.
That's right.
Put their tail on the stand and your documents would be dismissed. That's all I have to say.
Yeah. I told, like I say, there's no without a doubt. I agree with Baker on this.
Okay, so
normally Baker and I kind of bump heads.
Yes.
we in agreement.
This particular situation and the way the topic is going for as a direction, I totally agree with. My biggest, because when we discussed before on child support, my issue was not the child support for people that are good, that's trying to do right by their child and everything else. My concern was always and was and still is those vindictive, self-centered, selfish individuals.
You talking about the ones like, you ain't never been nothing in your entire life. You gonna pay for everything. Matter of fact, you ain't no real man. You a
You
baby
sound like the
child.
girl that say Byron. That's what you sound
Irene. That's how
like.
they be
You don't
sounding like.
understand why people doing
That's how they be
this.
sounding like. I need to go ahead and pick up my prescription today.
Yeah. So
Well,
those
one
those
point
are
we
the
have to bring
individuals that I
into
have an
check.
issue with.
If there's a question about who's the baby daddy, then somebody been very promiscuous.
Ooh, I was about to say
It's
that.
like going to the grocery store and I get a half a dozen of eggs. And if I crack over each one, I can't tell which one is going to be a boy or a girl.
Goddamn.
That's true.
You don't know which one of them eggs is named Ray Ray. You don't know which one of them yours. You don't know which one is Joshie. You got 6 out, and 6 people been jumping in the camp.
Wait, Paul, wait. What?
Half a
6?
dozen eggs.
Jesus Christ.
And 1 hit, 2 hit, missed 3, 4 hit. You know it. All right,
Do we have a circus going around?
Get 3 strikes and he's out.
The selected
If
one?
you get all them tests at number 2, you need to give up because number 3 may surprise you. That's just me. Unless you done had some work done down yonder.
Oh Jesus Christ! I'm surprised you ain't thrown your condom commercial.
Listen, because condom don't make common sense.
It sure as hell don't.
It's still a risk when you go in.
Yep.
It's latex. How many of y'all went out and bought them gloves and still caught the coronavirus?
God.
How many times the baseball player had that glove on and he missed it?
All the
But
gloves
I
come
tell
apart.
you on the show after dark.
It is, dog. You might as well
No,
go. You might as well say it now. This is a raw show. Go ahead and say it, Baker.
no, I ain't gonna say.
Let me say it. You know you want to
I
say
just
it.
have a philosophy.
What's your damn philosophy?
I just heard a man say one time, and we'll keep it like this. He got happy, and she didn't get happy. And he told her, well, we start together, we got to finish together.
Jesus Christ.
So there had to be some connection.
Okay, so let me go ahead.
Well, that means he wasn't doing his job. Most important, she get hers before he get his.
Well, no, I think it's the other way around because this after dark. Now we're talking about child support.
Yeah, it is.
Man,
But you know what?
Know how to make a woman happy.
So with that
You
said,
go
though,
to church and you shout, and she come home and can't shout.
God damn.
You
God
gotta make
damn.
her shout.
And make her always want to run home after work.
Right? The old people used to say, old Magali or whatever her name was.
So with that,
Then
since
they
we're
would
going
say,
back,
why your husband always come home all the time after work to bring you that check? And she said, I just know what to do. They used to get that perfume and spray on the sheets. And she said, I treat him good so he ain't got nowhere else to come. I meet him at the bar and take his check so ain't nothing another woman got to get.
Jesus.
And they'll tell on you. They say, well, you can have him. I got the money because what you trying to get, they don't work well. This guy was good. Now you gonna take it.
So with that said, because like, look, let's go back into the class. We heard was a Rolling Stone and all that and much more. Do you
That's
think
true.
this is? Do you think this is just this been going around? Is it's now come more to light with the internet? Because we're talking about child
Homes are
support.
not made in one day.
This one right here.
Yeah,
This is generation hoes. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah, I mean,
All right.
he got a
Watch
point
this.
because
Watch
he has a great point.
Joshie was born in the 70s, right?
Oh
Yep.
God.
Storm, what year you born in what? The 80s,
80s.
90s?
Yeah, in the 80s.
In the 80s. Chris, you were born last week.
God damn. Really?
Yeah.
90.
All right?
I'm a 90s baby, but I'm yeah, okay, I'm in the
Yeah,
baby.
because
I'm the
So,
baby.
I still see
so
a little
back in the
milk
day, they didn't
falling in
have
the
nothing
milk.
else to do. Go watch TV and get pregnant.
That's it.
That's why you have some of us come from generation of 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 children. Because in the 60s and the 70s and before, there wasn't nothing to do but watch
Had
black and
babies
white TV.
and had babies.
And baby.
Mm-hmm.
Your grandma and grandmother walk around at the kitchen with the apron on, tied around and making biscuits and waiting on Uncle, uh, whoever, the baby daddy to come home. And there was no question. You already knew it was your neighbor's baby anyway.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm gonna throw a little spin into this. Like I'm gonna pull this document. I'm not even gonna say, I'm just gonna show it. And then I'm gonna get y'all's reaction to this amount from this headline. So we have this right here. Alright, let me pull it. Boom. How y'all feel about that? An estimated $10 billion in child support payments going uncollected. Yeah, I know.
It's
I
a
did a little
fraud.
spin. I did a spin.
Like Baker said, overall, this is really no. Last time I think before we even had the discussion about child support, Baker and I talked on the side, and he was like, "Do the research, do the research." And doing the research, and I believe everyone should deep dive in research and make sure the information is actually valid, not
Yes.
some Joe Blow that just writing up something and then he don't know from his ass from a hole in the ground. And when you're doing the research, it is an actual fraud. Most of that money majority of the money, or a large percent of that money is going to the court, not to the child.
Yeah. That's what I was saying earlier about the $200 something that I paid. My child supposedly only sees $11 of it.
But that shouldn't be your concern.
Oh, it's not my concern.
Okay? And here's what I tell you to do. Sue both parties, or sue one of them. Bring him in, or bring in the AG. They ain't gonna spend no money fighting you.
Mm-hmm.
They're gonna chunk it in uncollected. Chris just showed you Josh Sheen is $10 billion.
Yep.
I would take my chance on dying before they catch me.
So here's
the crazy part about my situation is the baby father wasn't on child support either. The grandmother has a baby.
Well, that's an arguable point, but you don't have the money to fight it. You know who the money should be going to?
Who, Baker? Who? What you about to say?
Your grandmother.
I mean, yeah, that's who it is going to. She's the one that has the child.
Okay, she got the baby.
Yeah, she has the baby.
Okay, then it's going to the right one. Y'all both ought to be splitting.
Right, we should have, but we wasn't.
Well, that child got to be mighty old.
Well, she's 21 right now.
Oh, that's not Tell them to take you to court. Who going to court? You 60, your child 21, and he 80. It don't make sense. The courts ain't finna hear that. Child go get a job.
I mean, she's handicapped, so she'll never be able to get a job.
She's an award of the state. She's
Right.
gonna get support, and you and him gonna pay it split. Because if she get any kind of food stamp, Medicaid, Medicare,
She gets all that.
disability, disabled, check, whatever
Nothing.
check, somebody got to pay that money back to the state, which is really us, taxpayers.
Yeah, the taxpayers, yeah.
It's our money.
Alright, so I gotta bring this up since we're talking about child support, which is a big fight among a lot of us. It always brings a fight, especially when we want to defend the black fathers out there. Is this right here? So look at this article, and the headline pretty much puts this out there loudly. And me, Baker, and December, we always talk about this, but here's another thing too. Child support enforcement can hurt black, low-income, non-custodial fathers and their kids. So we've been having a conversation about this of like how it literally hurts black fathers, especially those on low income, making their situation even worse. And despite what majority say, oh, it's whatever, it's their issue, because we hear it all the time. They don't want to hear, especially a working black father who's trying to do the best, but is placed on child support, but nobody wants to hear their voices. So what do you have to say about this headline by itself?
It's me.
No, yeah.
Oh, because it got quiet.
It got real
I tell
quiet.
you,
Go ahead.
understand how it all happened. This dominant culture set up a system to actually to remove the father out the home.
Yes.
Back in the
Yes.
day, when the mama needed some money, you know, child support or not child support, food stamp or welfare, the white dominant culture would tell you, you better not have a man in the house. And your mama used to go and hide Uncle Willie or whatever next door neighbor clothes. You wouldn't. They go look through your closet and make sure there ain't no man nowhere. And they forced the black man out of the home. I blame America. I blame the dominant culture. Go do your research. So-called, since I've known, the black daddy has been removed and not respected from part one. It was a setup from the beginning.
Right.
And they changed it. Now, I don't know if they still go looking through your house.
I mean, yeah, they do. I just
They do
recently got
some.
off of housing, so yeah, they do. They do an inspection. They call it inspections, but that's what
Yeah,
they're
that's
looking
where
for.
they changed it. It's just not right.
Mhm.
And it forced hands. It's just not right.
What you?
And as a black man, and I don't play the race card, because you make me mad, I put on the Black Panthers or Ku Klux Klan's hat. I put on either one, make me mad. So we have to understand how this system works, and it's a broken system.
What do you
It
have to
is.
say?
It is a broken system.
Everything else? What about you, Stone? You have anything to say on that?
I know I agree with Baker on that. I mean, I've always heard that from my grandparents, which is it's true. I mean, I just recently got off of housing 5 years ago, but they would tell you no man in the house, and you would hide your man's stuff so you could stay on government assistance. Even as far as like your food stamps and other stuff, they would ask, are you married? And if you're married, that'll hurt your chances of getting whatever government assistance that you were trying to get. So I agree. I agree.
So, Storm, you say you have how many kids, if you don't mind again?
I have 3.
Okay. You're in Texas?
Not anymore. I'm in Louisiana.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Remember, we talked about this.
Oh, Lord have
You know
mercy.
he's married with
This is about
fate.
child support. Oh, Lord have mercy. Don't you bring them down here.
Don't bring it down here.
My kids are
No,
grown. All of my
no,
kids are
I'm
grown.
joking. Because I love kids. At the point, it has to make some kind of sense. I get what the government is trying to do, enforcement, but they do it so it's like tearing apart something, because you put the child against the parents and the
Parents.
parent against the child, and the mother tells the child, well, go on over there. And it's a chaotic system. And you ever heard these women say this? I ain't never had it happen. I have no question about my two. I never doubted it from day one. I don't know.
Wait a minute. Did you say I don't know?
I mean, sure, I know when the first one come forward, you can look and say, oh, the old people, you say, that's smart. That's yours. You ought to have, like I said, you ought to have something like your crooked eye or something. God ought to make it that way, to identify and mark, right? Deaf in one ear, I don't know. But love the children. The government messed the system up.
The government
And they
messes up a whole lot of
penalize,
stuff.
and you got the dominant culture on child support as well,
Oh, they are.
but they are viewed different when they go to court.
Yeah. Most definitely.
I
So
care how much
as
money you got, you still a niglet.
Nicholas, so as we close things out, it's like
No, don't
what?
close nothing. That sounds like a church state. No, let's keep.
So what are some things that you think would actually make the system better, or what some changes you want to see? And I have this question for all of us. Whoever
Really?
wants to go first.
Well, really,
Follow your heart.
that's what I'm about to say. You can come up with all kind of systems, but if the person is not right within themselves, no matter what system is out there, it's not going to work. So like Baker just said, it has to come from the heart. It has to come from within, not from outside. And most people react from the external, not the internal, and that's why there's chaos now.
Yeah.
Listen, let me put this calculator to its norm. I'm getting old. Let me tell you something. Now, hold on 1 second.
Go ahead, pull the calculator out. Yeah, ain't them numbers.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious what
All
kind
right,
of
I've been a
numbers you
single
think about
man 17 and a half years. Okay?
What you
Now,
about to say?
that's a long time. If I decide to do it again, or if something just slip up, I'm too old to question anything like that. Because by the time you work your way and maneuver your way through the system, the child be 30 and you 90. You getting ready to close. You're on your way home. Just let it ride.
it.
Just look at it. You got them. It's $200. All right. It probably. I'm just saying. I ain't talking about you. It probably cost grandma more money.
Mm-hmm.
Just let it ride. But here's the payment you make, and we all make: is make sure that child know who you are, and that you love them, and it's just under these circumstances. Regardless, everybody on child support didn't do something bad. It's just the system didn't work for one or the other. And sometimes and most of the men have more money to fight it than the woman does.
Uh-oh.
Hello?
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
You can be mean and dirty if you want to. You can tell them, all right, you said mine, I don't ever want to see him. And that's men like that. And they want to connect some 50 years. I don't want no Negro after 50 years of decline.
And that is a habit. That is a habit men do. They wait till they get old, decrepit, and they feel lonely, and then that's when they want to reach out.
Yeah.
But it puts the child in such a difficult position. Excuse me, y'all. I do my work on the floor and I feel something on my feet.
Them papers.
And it makes it difficult to put that child in a bad position. If you love Christ like you're supposed to, you love that child too.
Yep.
I don't get it. I just, it is what it is. Now, I ain't looking to take care of a whole bunch of other children. Now, I'll take you with one or two. But they got to be out of that house.
You know they ain't going to fly with all of them. They're going to be like, you got to take care of all 6 of them. All 6 of them.
I just couldn't imagine having a 40-year-old Negro sitting and putting his feet under my table eating my food. Go get your own food. Get up through the night and there you are at the microwave. Get out of here. Using up my electric and my water, and you that old, and putting all that pressure on my septic system, boo-booing and using up all my toilet paper. That ain't for you, that's for me. Get out of here.
Jesus Christ. You're shooting the
Tell
bullet.
the truth. You got to feel good about where you supposed. I almost went missing. Mind my business.
So, before Baker goes off and shoot like a whole...
I'm about to do it. You better eat.
Storm, you have anything to say about that?
I mean, the original question is what changes I would like to see. I mean,
Hmm.
me personally, changes I would like to see is to be more fair, but I know that's not gonna happen. As far as um paternity tests, I wish that was done mandatory, whether you know that child is yours or not. Let's be 100%
It
sure.
is.
See, I didn't know. I haven't had I haven't had a
Well,
child
it
tested in so
is.
long,
The
so I don't
minute it
know.
becomes, well, you in a different position. Because we know you the baby mama.
Of
Yeah.
course, of course, of course,
So it's,
of course.
it's different when it comes to
Right,
us.
right,
Then
right.
the
But I
minute that
mean,
thought hit our mind, it's mandatory that you go get a blood test ran.
right,
Hmm.
exactly. So that I mean, just being all
Now,
fair
did
because
you
I gave
carry
up.
that baby?
Huh?
Huh? Okay.
I gave up my rights to my daughter, and I still pay child support. So I just wish it was more
Oh, well, that's a
fairness.
different ball game.
Yeah.
Always know your rights before you give up your rights.
Right.
That's why the police ask you, can I check your vehicle? No,
No, you
No.
that
ain't got
means you
no
don't have
right.
permission if you
No.
got to ask for something.
Shit,
Hmm.
you better have
You
a
think I
warrant, so
come
that's
home
no.
every day and leave out here and ask somebody, let me in?
No.
I got the code.
Mhm.
So I guess like with this, so in close this out, like one thing I want to see changed is no system's perfect, but a way where they could cap it off. Like if just because a person makes millions of dollars
I
doesn't
found,
mean
I'm
that
sorry,
a person should be able
I don't
to
want to say this
have
man's name,
thousands of
but y'all
dollars or
need to
whatever
get
in
his
child
book.
support.
Stupid Black Men.
That part right there is a mouthful. But like if I could get one change, it's like the amount that a person gets per month shouldn't be completely based on it's just to get you work better. Like this person makes money, you shouldn't be getting like 6 or 7 thousand. Like you have people with careers that worked and went to college and worked their ass off and don't get that much money, and now all of a sudden just getting it because of a kid. That's something I feel like is just highway robbery to me. But that's just my own opinion. But as we close things out and get this thing rolling, go ahead and tell the audience and much more where they can find you at. And let's go ahead and start off with just Sim, because I know you got merch and much more.
Hey, of course, you, Chris, and myself on In the Trenches podcast every Friday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, where we talk real and raw discussion. And yes, you're right, we have the hottest merchandise that is out there, the Baker Collection, and you will love it. You will love it. So make sure you first subscribe, like, and share. And we're on every podcast platform. But this Friday, we will also be talking about the Championship women's favorite jobs over their partner. And also a little inside scoop on where I was at the Commander in Chief inauguration ball. So you get a little inside scoop of the real and raw of what took place and who was there and what have you.
And what about for Baker? Where can they find you at? You gonna say something smart? All right, now.
Minding my business.
Business. I should have known.
You can find me at minding my business.
All right, and Star, where can they find you at?
I'm with Baker. They find me minding my business in New Orleans.
You can find you in that storm.
I'm called when spoken. You know, when people call me, I answer and I hop on. So yeah.
Lord
Watch out
Jesus.
there now.
You
You hop
gonna start
on.
a whole category 5 store. I'm not but entertaining
You
this.
say you
Hey, you
hop
know.
on.
I mean, we got some type of winter storm going on out there. We got a bunch of snow outside.
I knew this was your fault. I knew something was up about this. I should have called. I should have called. It's all because of her. All right, so as always, host C Holmes. You can find me. You see the social media platform handle right there at C Holmes _. Also, the website is soulproductions.biz. Or if you want to like find this on YouTube, Apple, Spotify, and much more, just look up Soul Productions, and you'll find all our playlists and much more. And subscribe, share, comment, engage, because y'all keep this show rolling and keep it entertained, and you give Baker something to headaches, heartaches, and you keep him going. That's
Well,
a
y'all
good.
didn't say nothing about I enjoyed being with y'all. When was that we was out together? This
What?
week?
Oh,
I think
that was
that
last
was
week.
yeah.
Last week?
Oh yeah, about the show. Yeah, the
Was
comedy.
that, man, there wasn't no. Was it last week? Last
I
week?
think it was
Yeah,
last week. Yeah,
week.
yeah. Yeah, we had some good old time. I think just maybe you had some good lemon or chicken pepper or something like that.
Yeah, that was Baker and stuff like
I
that.
bought them wings. Y'all niggas didn't pay for those. I bought them and set them on the table.
But overall, like for in the South, like yeah, it was a good old time. It was a comedy show, much more than I did my poetry. And so that
Very good.
yes, and I got you on the next one because it's too late. But the main thing, yeah, it was a good old time. I got on the YouTube. Well, I need to upload to YouTube so you can see the performance and much more. But other than that, make sure that you subscribe and keep things going. And hey, y'all make the show. So catch y'all next time and peace out.
Peace and blessings.